Hello everyone, welcome to the Enthusiast-Many. So here is a Snap Circuits multi-function Snap Circuit system. So yep. So here we got the circuit right here, and there it is. And I got a fan here. I got the buffer system right here. There it is. There's the buffer, Snap Circuits, the circuit buffer for, yeah. So it's not turned on yet. It's still off. Okay, so there's the buffer system, and it has its own fan in it too. There it is. So I'm gonna turn the circuit on, bring power to the circuit. Whoops. I don't know what's up here. Okay, there we have it. So yep, this fan, it puts out a big light show, and one of these light tunnels is stuck. So there it is. It goes down forever. Look at that. Okay, this here is a light-controlled fan system. There's two fans. And there's a dim yellow light here that you can see barely. Yeah, and then there's a night light here. And the buffer system is active. There it is. The fan is off though because it doesn't work. And by the way, I replaced this fan. This fan replaced another fan. So yeah, I'm gonna go on an overview of the circuit. So the power supply here is called B6, and it supplies energy to the circuit right here, and it goes through this switch. And there's a lot of, and part of it goes to the circuit buffer right here, the buffer system, and then part of the energy goes through here, and there's the fan right here, and then the electricity goes through here, and it goes through this fan. Well, it goes through a transistor system, and there's a photoresistor here, so the photoresistor and the transistor act like a light-activated switch, and yeah. So yeah, it'll activate the fans. There's two fans right here that run. And then we got the color organ called U22, and this one will flash. And that's the reason why I put these two LEDs here. And one of them's shining yellow and the other one's shining red. And yeah, it's being the flashes are being controlled by this LED here and this LED here. And this thing's stuck. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, we got this what do you call it? This power supply, yeah, and it takes in 9 volts and then it puts out like 6 volts. So yeah, I built this circuit over several days. Yeah. So yeah, it's activated by light. It's meant to like activate on. The circuit is having an outage right now. The power is going out because the power supply is cutting it out. The power supply is overheating. Now, the reason why I put that fan there is to keep that power supply cool, because there's little holes in the back there for cooling the power supply, but clearly that's not enough. Yeah. The fan is called the air fountain. The air fountain. Yeah, it's called an air fountain. Yeah. So yep, the circuit is having its outage again. So I'm gonna just cut the power for a moment, and then yeah. So yeah, while I cut the power, I'm gonna go on an overview how this works. So yeah. And I cut the power because the circuit is being overloaded. So yeah. And the buffer system is right here. There it is. There's the buffer. Right there, it buffs out. It's supposed to like buff out energy spikes and stuff. Although it does cause more load. Right there. And yeah, okay, so I switched it off, so allow the power supply to reset. I'm gonna turn it back on again. Here we go. Yeah, this is basically my electronics lab, kind of. Yeah, there's a lot of cool parts of this circuit right here. And, yep. So yeah, here's the buffer system right there. Yeah, and then there's the two fans that run when the light turns on. And then we got the light tunnel, goes down forever. Check that out. It doesn't actually go down forever. It's made to look like it does. It doesn't really go down forever, but it looks as if it does. So it's like a, yeah. And there is no such thing as a tunnel that goes forever. Every tunnel has to end somewhere. Yeah, there's no such thing as a tunnel going forever. Every tunnel ends somewhere. And this one, the reason why this one doesn't flash is because the microcircuit is damaged in the light tunnel. But this one will flash correctly because the microcircuit works just fine here. I'm going to activate the fans real fast. I cannot run them too long because it'll cause a power outage to the circuit because there's so much energy being drawn that the circuit will just lose track of itself. It cannot run all the LEDs and the fans at the same time. We also got this extra part of the circuit which is taking extra load too. Yeah, it's like I call this the buffer, the circuit buffer. Yeah, it just takes more load though on the system. Yeah. It puts more load on the system, but it's meant to buff out energy spikes and stuff. It's flashing blue LED and all the motors and stuff in it. Yeah, so there it is. The system, the mechanical part of this circuit will turn on once the light is exposed. The circuit is having another outage again. So yeah, because the power supply and the power supply can't handle it, so it starts to. Yeah, the circuit cannot handle all that energy, so it just starts to shut down. So yeah, we got the color LED here. It's barely even flashing right now. Yeah, that color LED runs off of a microcircuit, just like with the light tunnels. Same thing, yeah. Okay, the power is coming back, it seems like. Yeah, this whole circuit runs off a wall outlet through the power supply. It runs from there. Hi there, Vivinol931. Hi there, how you doing? Thanks for joining the chat. So yeah, basically this is a snap circuit. This is an electronics. That's what this is. Yeah, okay, that's good. So yeah, this is a snap circuits. Yeah. Snap circuits, lights, and fans. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset this because the power supply cannot handle all the current load from all the fan. Because I turned the fan on earlier with using light to activate it. Okay, I reset the circuit. Should be fine now. So yeah, about the buffer. The buffer is the snap rover. That's basically what it is. It's the snap circuit snap rover. Yeah, and it has wheels on it and all that. And yeah, it's got yellow LEDs and all that stuff. So yep, and yep, pretty cool circuit. There's the light tunnel. I'm gonna show you guys that again. Check that out. Yeah, looks like a really long tunnel, but it's just but there's nothing protruding from here or anything. Because that's like a mirror effect. It reflects the lights in such a way that it looks like a tunnel. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna set this whole thing to flash. Well, I'm gonna set this light to flash, and then we'll see what happens to the fan. Flash, 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 flash. Yeah, here we go. Alright. We're having another outage again, looks like. I don't know why. Yeah. This flashing area is where I can make my diss tracks or whatever. This is where I can make my diss tracks. Like boom, 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 boom. Dance the light. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that kind of thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's one of my friends and named the Big LT and me, we made a diss track. Well, I made the lyrics, but he did the rap. Yeah, but he didn't upload it yet, so. Yeah, he didn't upload it on his Grub Dog channel. He has an alt channel. An alt channel. Yeah, I'm gonna reset the circuit again. I don't know why when I turn the main light to flash, I don't know why it cuts the power of the circuit. It must have some kind of energy effect on the wall outlet or something. Yeah, so I don't know if any of my moderators are here yet. Yeah, I have like 4 moderators. Yeah, here's the buffer. Yeah, I'm also a tower enthusiast. I film tower lights. I love LED lights. Yeah, I just love LED lights. I love LEDs on radio towers. I like to film them and all that stuff. Yeah. Alright, check out all the flash. And that's the reflection. Let's see what the fan effect does. Oh, we got another outage again. I don't know what's wrong here. I wonder if this air fountain is causing problems here. Maybe I should cut the wire to that. Okay, here we go. Those LEDs are fully dead because they need power. They need plenty of power to run. And yeah, that color organ is dying mostly. It's shining like hints of red, green, and blue. Here, we're having another outage. So yeah, I'm gonna reset this thing. I'm gonna see if it works fine without that air fountain fan. Yeah, and by the way, if you want an air fountain fan, it'll come from a set called Snap Circuits Motion. So yeah. Now, time to Start the power. Alright, runs fine. Now let's see if the air fountain has any impact on it. Let's see if it like slows it down or anything. Alright, so yeah, the amount of light intensity changes with the different color flashes, so yeah. Oh, we're having another outage again. I wonder if it's a loose connection this time. Yeah. This circuit is really unstable. I wonder what would happen if I tried to disconnect that buffer. Well, I don't think I would try that, because I like to connect the buffer to it. But, yeah. I guess I would have to disconnect it if it keeps cutting the power out like that. The power supply is overloaded, and that's why it will cut the power like that. Yeah. Let's try this again. I'm going to put the photoresistor in the light. There we go. Well, it works fine, but I didn't have it there for long. I'm afraid that if I do put it in the light for long, it'll cut this power supply will cut the power. Because this fan here uses a lot of electricity from the circuit. So yeah, this fan like has very deep curved blades and it blows a lot of wind. But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna put the regular fan back in. So I'm gonna show you guys how this one works compared to the other one. So this one goes onto the motor itself, and this one has a much higher RPM than the other one does. Like this one will spin like, this one spins slower and blows a lot of wind. This one doesn't blow as much wind, but spins way faster. Yeah, and the reason why it spins way faster is because there's not as much load on this motor as the other one. So yeah, let's... It still has an outage anyway. It's like the power is like fluctuating or something. And it's fluctuating based on the light intensity going into the photoresistor. That's what's happening. Alright, so I covered the photoresistor. Well, I took it out of the light, out of the flashing party light. So, yeah. Yeah, took it out of the party, basically. And when I did, the circuit came back on. So, yep. But it's still struggling to keep up. The buffer is, here's what's happening at the buffer circuit. The blue light that flashed earlier, it's completely dead now. And all we have is the yellow light and the red light up there. Yeah. Got a fan up there too. Another fan. So yeah, I'm gonna reset the power. So yeah, this light is a remote controlled light. And it flashes, yeah. I'm gonna reset the circuit power now. There we go. Alright. It's running. Got blue flashing lights here again. And yeah. Got more color lights here. There we go. These are night lights, so when I turn the whole circuit off without actually cutting the power, these will remain on. See, like if I don't cut the power from the strip, but I just turn the circuit off, yeah, everything, including the buffer, shuts off. Check out that light tunnel. Looks like it's really long, too. So yeah, I'm gonna try activating this fan again. Having an outage again. Yeah, this light tunnel is basically defective. Yeah, this power supply is quite hot here, even though it's in front of the fan. The fan is supposed to suck the heat out of it. Yeah, and the color organ is almost completely out. So yeah, since the circuit is not performing up to performing up to capacity. So yeah, because this power supply is defective, and I'm thinking of trying something else real quick. And I'm gonna try replacing this power supply with one that I made, because I have several like Snap Circuits power supplies I made myself. Yeah, and they work well. They don't cut the power like that, but you have to be extra careful not to short circuit them. Yeah, I cannot short circuit that one. Otherwise, it'll make the strip cut off everything. The power strip will cut off this whole strip will cut off. Or maybe the USB will cut it off. I don't know. But yeah, this thing is too sensitive with its power. Like I remember 2 years ago, I had like a massive cat alarm that used to run off of this thing, like a Snap Circuits cat alarm. Like it was a bunch of circuits everywhere and all that stuff, all strung together by wires. And yeah, this thing couldn't take it, so it kept cutting the power out, and the circuit kept dimming and all that stuff. Yeah, this thing is kind of it cannot handle power loads that well. Because yeah, I've tried it on multiple circuits from before that had a heavy load, and it couldn't handle it where it should have. It shouldn't have been too heavy for this thing, this power supply here, this B6. Yeah. So yeah, this whole circuit is overloading, is not performing up to capacity. So I'll have to replace the power supply. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the streams, and bye everyone. And when I come back, I might try a different power supply. I'll use the ones I made. They're from phone adapters, connected to jumper cords. It's connected like these jumper cords, and they power the circuit that way. Yeah. So yep, I'm ending now. Goodbye and have a good day.